Google confirms Gmail to ditch SMS code authentication. Good. Cell phone numbers will hopefully be eliminated from most MFA flows soon. About time. Now can my fucking bank do this? This is going to be so useful for all the old people with flip phones I help every day at the library upside down face. Instead of a GPU this generation, consider a new monitor. Back in the day my mate upgraded from a 960 to a 1080 Ti and it didn't occur to him to upgrade the 60Hz Dell monitor he had had for a decade. Convinced him to get a 120Hz one. After many hours of protesting he couldn't believe the difference. I've also had several people with amazing systems still set on default refresh rate. It never occurred to me I need a monitor upgrade rather than a GPU. I'm fixing that within 1 to 2 months thanks to this shitpost. Thanks I guess. OLED is life-changing. Train ticket reader in Japan. I did the experiment, no matter how you input your ticket, it always comes out facing up with the text facing you. I'm curious why it's so complicated. SpaceX catching a second booster. I was born a month after the first, manned, orbital flight. God knows what my grandkids will see when they're my age. That is fucking impressive. Don't get me hopes up. I love it when the function you need does exist in the current documentation, but the documentation is for a version of the component that's in a different language and you can't find the function you need in the autocomplete operation in your IDE. Turns out the function has a different name in a different parameter order. JS developers, well, time to write a new framework. 16e launched. This is a clear signal to me that new iPhones in September will get a price bump to pleading face. SE line is dead. This is basically just a one-camera iPhone 16. iPhone 16 expensive. Has their own modem expanding the benefits of Apple Silicon. C1 is the first modem designed by Apple and the most power-efficient modem ever on an iPhone, delivering fast and reliable 5G cellular connectivity. Apple Silicon including C1, the all-new internal design, and the advanced power management of iOS 18 all contribute to extraordinary battery life. My friend bought a new monitor today and now there's a Wojak burned in his screen. Hilarious. New monitor. Like from a store. Or new to him LOL. Obvious return if from store, otherwise that's the reason to always want to see the tech working in person or test it before paying. Some newer monitors have a diagnostic somewhere in the menus that will try to clear burn-in. This is insanely funny. MonGod first draft. The amount of startup databases I've seen running on these two columns is too damn high. Not Postgres but MS SQL. The company that I started working with liked to put half of everything into JSON. The interesting thing about JSON queries in MS SQL is that if the JSON is malformed in one row it basically breaks all JSON queries. Granted, I believe they set up the columns as varchar instead of the JSON type, which I believe enforces correct formatting. US government removing EV chargers from all federal buildings because they are not mission critical. The more than 8,000 charging ports available to federal workers are going away. Removing 8,000 chargers that taxpayers purchased is mission critical. Just stop adding new ones, or sell them to a private company to operate. American people have been scammed beyond comprehension. This is such a stupid level of pettiness, goddamn. Why remove something that's already installed? There is literally no point in this. This cannot be true. Apple says Severance is now more popular than Ted Lasso. Ever since Apple TV Plus launched they put out some absolutely banger shows, legitimately some of the best TV in recent years, and then done absolutely nothing to promote or advertise them. Crazy that they're failing so hard in the marketing depths for these shows, and great to see Ted Lasso and Severance get their flowers regardless. Now, go watch Shrinking. I'm surprised because Ted Lasso seems like it has much more general appeal. Severance is kind of a weird ass show with a very bleak premise. I'm also not surprised because it's an incredible show with incredible writing, acting, directing, design, everything. It's one of my favorite shows and I'm very happy it's getting recognition. James Cameron will reportedly open Avatar 3 with the title card saying no generative AI was used to make the movie. But will they continue using Papyrus? Good use of influence. Shame that shit. It's fine as a background assistant or spitballing stuff. But in production it's the slop maker. Just a sec Earl. Sure buddy, try to do that on our 500 plus endpoints at work, plus the templates for each. Not really, I like the UI, Same as if you would use Mobexterm instead of putty. OC Mario and Sonic at the box office. Super Mario Bros. 1993, /_. Interesting that each Sonic makes more each time. Usually with sequels it's diminishing returns. I was originally not going to include the 1993 Mario movie since it was so long ago and seems to belong to a different era, but in the end I decided it is a Mario movie after all. Nintendo would want us to forget. I was 8 years old at the time and even then I knew I had witnessed something truly wrong. Data, Box Office Mojo. Tools, Google Sheets, Photoshop. OC been on Hinge for just over a year. Here are my results. 30s male. I'm gonna need you to follow up with the 83 people that ghosted you and determine why they ghosted you so you can complete your graphic. Thanks. I was trying to find a girlfriend / started dating box loudly crying face. What was your opening line that you got a 3/4+ response rate? That's Herculean. Honestly dude, I'd say you're doing pretty good for online dating. It's rough out there. Worse than job requests / employment graphs, haha. Like and subscribe.